podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me. So, talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Good morning, TBV. What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another morning edition with the Boxing Voice Radio. We got a jam-packed show for you August 10th, 2020. Shadeja Green, 9:30 a.m. It's going down with the super middleweight up-and-coming contender. Said to be possibly getting a shot at Franchon Cruz or going in another direction. We will be finding out. I mean, I'm told no offers were made. That being said, topic of the day will be Mahmoud Charr, also known as Mahmoud Charr, and his offer to the popular Andy Ruiz Jr., enticing Andy into a WBA regular title shot in hopes that they could get this done in December in Mexico, the UK, or the Middle East. Now, it isn't official, but some think it is. Arreola is still an option, an in-house option for Al Haymon and PBC. So this is what we will be discussing. A, how good of an option is Mahmoud Charr for Andy, and how good of a fight is it for us boxing fans? B, does Al do it, or do they go with their in-house Chris Arreola? But good morning, everyone. Doomy, what up?
Good morning, y'all. It is top of the week. Hope y'all got your cups of coffee ready across the pond. If you got some tea and that's what you fancy, let's go, champs. But a good old cup of mud is always good. And tomorrow, this morning's topic is Mahmoud Charr coming back from the Shadow Realms, because I haven't seen that man fight in a minute. So I'm interested in what this whole thing is about, because like how long can you hold a position without fighting? I'm just baffled by this.
In the WBA, Frezuquendo's been there 4 years in the top 14 without fighting. Mahmoud Charr's been there since 2017 is the last time he fought and the last time he won that title. So I guess politically you can be there as long as you need to be. But, you know, I seen Brandon in Cincinnati, Patreon moderator in the chat, said, should this be considered a diet fight, right? And then I'm not sure that it is, because I think that my stance today is going to be to argue that Mahmoud Charr might be a very avoided fighter. Doing the research, there's quite a few people he's offered this shot to since 2017 when he won the title. So I'm just like, all right. Because normally when you get a guy like in this position, right, and what I mean by in this position, I mean with a title shot, and now he has a belt, so he's looking to capitalize and make the most money. So, yeah, you might see them trying to get the biggest money fight available. But I think that Mahmoud Charr has shown that he's willing to fight just about anybody. I sent you numerous links in the pre-pro, and I'm going to start screen sharing a few of these, which date back to at least a year, and just show you, the way that he talks to his followers on Instagram, what he's trying to manifest on his own time. And, they're not difficult fights to make, all right, so the biggest fantasy was obviously April 23rd. AJ was still looking for an opponent, and Andy was not yet chosen, and he was mentioned as a possibility. You see that here, April 13th, 2019. He says AJ is ready to fight anyone. He is currently the measure of all things heavyweight boxing. He planned opponent, the number 4, Big Baby Miller, falls for doping. In the conversation are now number 11, Andy Ruiz, and number 12, Michael Hunter. I officially challenge you, AJ. Take my athletic challenge and let us both fight in the USA. Don't look for other opponents. I'm the number 1. I am ready for you. May Allah bless you with health and happiness. So that's in April. So that was not a fantasy. Like, Big Baby tested positive. It was a true possibility that he could have gotten that fight, due to last-minute replacement. But I got a few others to show you. Let me just...
Nobody probably got wind of any of this stuff, man. His social media numbers are not as big, and who's following him except for the people
I believe people knew. I believe people knew about the Mahmoud Charr. I remember us doing a show on Mahmoud Charr possibly being an option. It's just we've always been turned off by the name because he hasn't fought in so long. But here is where I'm going to make a case that he's just trying to fight and no one is fighting him. So here he's making an announcement. Oh, me and Trevor Bryan. Bryan is the number 1 in the WBA and been there forever, hasn't fought in forever. So it's like, cool, 2 guys that are highly ranked that haven't fought in that damn sanctioning body. Let them go ahead and get it in. He says, it's on. Time to make magic happen, right? This is his official poster. But, it doesn't take long before that fight also doesn't manifest. And I'll go to his next post. And these are all scattered through his
his IG.
Through his IG, but these are...
the one that he sent to Andy, that's the one that I've had up on my screen since you started.
No, of course, but I'm trying to show the public that he's not just coming at a name looking for a payday. So on this one, he says, hello, dear boxing fans. There are many requests if I'm interested in boxing against Derek Chisora. Basically, the interest already exists, and also very much, definitely in the future. I respect Chisora. He is a street fighter like me, accepts any challenge. Best regards, Del Boy. But this is about the WBA box rankings. I'm the reigning heavyweight world champion, and Derek Chisora is not even listed in the top 15 of the rankings. For me, there is no need to fight against him now. First, I want to do my world championship fight either with Trevor Bryan, Michael Hunter, or any rematch against Alexander Povetkin. Then I want to fight the winner from the rematch of AJ Andy Ruiz. So again, these are very doable fights. Trevor Bryan, he needs a fight. Never fought, why not? Michael Hunter, he's a free agent. At the time he was with Matchroom maybe, because this is 2019, and it's like, that was a fight, you already don't have people saying they want to fight Hunter, so Eddie could have made that fight. Povetkin, not another bad fight. That's a good fight. Povetkin should have wanted at least to fight Charr to take that WBA, just like Big Baby once upon a time wanted to take that WBA. So, again, showing there that he gave you a list of not top 10. He even said, yo, I would fight Del Boy, but these other fights are a little bit more meaningful right now, but he would fight Del Boy. So here goes another one, and this is just all through his IG. This one is now in October, and again, he says, I'm interested in boxing against the top 5. Even a rematch against Alexander Povetkin, it's quite conceivable. After the defeat against him in 2014, we still have a rematch open. An elimination fight against him for the WBA would be in my favor, so the winner Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua will be my next opponent. I gave Trevor Bryant the chance to box against me and assured him of the fight, but his promoter, Don King, has not taken any decisions. I am very sorry for Trevor Bryant. Maybe he will take another chance with another promoter. I do my best to make the WBA and my boxing fans happy. I've been training nonstop for 2 years, have not quit for 2 years, and have never lost hope. So he's like, yo, I'm the heavyweight Crawford. No one wants to give me a shot. I'm here. I'm training. I'm offering guys a shot. They don't want to fight me. Do we believe this? I don't know. I don't know. I never paid attention to his social media. He's got a bad team. You know, I barely hear about him. I think Suleiman is the one that brings him up the most. So we got this one now. This is his first time posting Andy in July 2014. He says, it's time for a real fight. What the boxing fans want, I challenge you, Andy Ruiz, for the WBA World Championship title fight. I am ready for war of boxing match. Let's give Mexico and the Middle East and the world a true warrior fight. Are you ready to step with me in the ring? Yes, I'm reading it the way he wrote it. Hashtag I want you. So, again, he's going for everybody, you know what I mean? It's not just singling people out. I got maybe one more to show, and I could turn it back over to you. Actually, more than one, but these are good too. Look, this is another one.
I got the Andy one up.
No, we're getting there. It's a build-up thing.
It's a build-up, right?
Because you're missing
a lot of stuff.
You're missing a lot. You're missing a lot of Andy. Like this one is a hidden Andy. And it's him showing the rankings. He says, Andy Ruiz, I give you the opportunity to become a world champion again. Accept my challenge and do not hide behind your manager or your promoter. This is about the two of us. Mexico style versus, I have no clue what that is.
Osmanich
style. I give you the opportunity to box for a world championship. Be a man and fight me. I come to the USA or to Mexico. I guarantee you one that will be a ring battle. Number 1 versus number 4. 100 emoji. Now, this is what I'm saying. He is asking Ruiz to come fight. I'm giving you a title shot. Like, he's trying to get significant fights and not far-fetched fights. For Andy, this isn't Dillian White. Like, Dillian White is a lot more dangerous, a lot more active, even though he was offering you an eliminator or, you know, essentially his status in the WBC had you beat him. This is Charr, which still gets you the clout because of that WBA belt that he has. But I think we got one more, which is the one that I believe you might have up, but this one is just very simple. It's not much to show. It's just a very nice artwork of the potential fight poster. And he says, who wants this fire battle? Question mark. And he puts all their flags. So I guess he's German and a few others.
Syrian. Yeah.
And one other there, though. There's another one there, right? So
it's Canada, Syria,
that ain't
Germany.
Canada, champ. That's not Canada. Is Canada red and white with a little tree in the middle?
I thought it was, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, that says Beirut. That's Beirut.
Beirut. All right.
Beirut. So, I mean, for Andy, I think this is a great opportunity, especially if you can really get Mahmoud Charr to land this in the Middle East, you get some money. He's willing to come to Mexico City. Remember, when Andy won the titles, that was my thing. Dog, get out and let you defend those belts in L.A. or Mexico. This is beautiful for Andy. His people should think about it. But the thing is, because there's a lot of money riding on this fight in terms of what this means for both men, right? For Mahmoud Charr, a win over Andy legitimizes him. And for Andy, that regular belt puts him back truly in the mix for a big fight. So maybe Andy says, no, I don't want this right away because I need a tune-up before I take this. I got to take him a little more seriously because a win over Mahmoud Charr can position me. I don't know. I think that the time off.
I don't think so, man.
Me too.
This guy, Andy's been training hella
Yo,
hard.
Mickey Caparelli, me and Doomy was just talking about you the other day. There he goes, Doomy. You asked for him. and he says it's a flag from Lebanon. But yeah, I mean, listen, if you're Andy, you jump on this opportunity. Is Arreola more known to your audience? Yes, but Arreola doesn't bring the belt that's gonna open up so many doors.
That's right. Nah, I'm going with what you're saying, man. This is an opportunity for Andy to get into that circle, that table again, to try to scoop up some titles. I don't really think that Andy needs a tune-up, man. I think that Andy, he's elite level enough to take a fight like this and do well. I think that he just needs to be focused and training and doing the right thing. And from the looks of it, man, he's doing the right thing on social media. Again, sometimes social media, they could trick you. They could post stuff and you're really not working as hard as it may seem. But, man, if you see Andy Ruiz's quads, man, them things looking crazy. Like, he's doing a lot of, like, dynamic training. And I think that he'd be ready right off the bat, man. No in between fight.
I would be agreeing with you if we were seeing him do all this alleged training with Reynoso, but these are alleged training clips with people we don't know, so we don't know how long those sessions were. Was it just a short clip to at a sponsor and continue the check coming in, or was it truly a workout that you clipped?
Well, no, you're funny. Excuse me. I don't think he's just doing it to put his sponsors out there. I can see him doing that while he's working, but he's put it up, videos of him throwing huge medicine balls against the wall. He's posted up, him doing runs. He's posted up, him doing some punching. I thought it was an elastic band, but it would seem like a TRX band that was wrapped around his body, and he was just doing explosive movements for left hooks or right hands or left hands, and it just it let me look in to see what he was looking like physically, and like every time he torqued, you would see his quads, man, and he looked in shape. So you take things with a grain of salt, But a guy like Mahmoud Charr, who's been out of the ring since 2017. And I would say, okay, champ, you've been training for 2 years. You haven't gave up for 2 years. That's kudos to you. But you haven't performed under the lights. And that's, to me, if I was in Andy Ruiz's side, I'd be like, hey, man, this guy hasn't been in the ring in a while. Let's take this. Let's take this belt. Let's take this this fandom all the way out there in Beirut or wherever he's actually from, because he had 4 or 5 flags up there.
I mean, my thing is that the deal is so sweet. How do you turn it down? My man's willing to go to the Middle East where there's going to be money for the fight. He's willing to go to your hometown in Mexico City if you want to do it in front of your people. He's willing to do it in U.S., and he's bringing a regular belt that, look, we as boxing fans don't care for it, but we all are systematically seeing this brand new evolution of the WBA, and the fact that they got 100 champions in 12 divisions or so, but these people are getting called champions. Their purses are increased. So for Andy, do you want to let this potential pay bump pass you by?
Nah, you don't. You don't. And it's, bro, if I would have known that Mahmoud Charr was calling everybody out with a belt, we probably would have been talking about Mahmoud Charr a little bit more. I mean, he has a belt. Like, isn't that important? Or is it that the WBA is just like being shunned? Are they being thrown into the shadow realm? Nobody wants to mess with the WBA. Nobody's interested in that title.
No, and that's what I'm saying. We can't say that, and that's why I'm saying is the thing that Mahmoud Charr is being avoided, because think about it. The WBA is being contested in every other division. There's about 4 or 5 champions. Virgil's a champion. Every promoter has a WBA champion. So why in the heavyweight division no one wants to fight this guy?
Maybe it's just low interest, man. Low interest. I mean, how much do you offer, in a fight for a WBA title? What's the interest, in fighting a Mahmoud Charr? And why is he being avoided? That could be one thing.
That could be one thing. He could be wanting these fights, but wanting too much money, pricing himself out, maybe putting way too much, stock into his value for a guy that hasn't fought in 3 years. You know, maybe he's like, yeah, I'll give him a title shot, but y'all got to pay me $2 million. You know what I mean? 1 point something million. Who knows what he's asking for? But I still think he's making it very interesting by willing to go to Mexico, willing to go to so many different locations. That makes it interesting for me. I'm like, come on, let's do it, you know?
And who else is at number one? I mean, who else besides he said Trevor Bryan he challenged?
Yeah, I mean, look, and Trevor Bryan is still available because the Chris Lovejoy fight is not for sure yet. So it's like, yo, Bryan could easily face this guy if he wanted to as well. But will he? You know,
is he? Snap. Have him fight Trevor Bryan, and then Trevor Bryan fights who is he supposed to fight?
Trevor Bryan was supposed to fight Lovejoy.
All right, so send him out to Mahmoud. Get that title, Trevor. Come back, fight Lovejoy.
Well, then Bryant has his own version of the WBA. That's what I'm saying. The WBA are horrible. You know what I mean? Bryant has the interim, I believe. I'm pulling up the rankings and
he does. It's the number one position.
He's the number one, and you know, Mahmoud Charr is the WBA regular. Anthony Joshua is the super. And let me just see, because, you know, it looks like Mahmoud. What's up? Why I can't go straight into him? Looks like Mahmoud had the rankings. I don't know when he clipped these, but let's see. Here it says Bryant is interim champion, like I said. And then WBA gold champion is Robert Helenius, who knocked out Adam Kovnacki not too long ago. And then
surprisingly,
yo, check how he left off Joshua. He put world champion. Not he. He just clipped the WBA rankings in a beautifully edited way.
Clipped way.
Yeah, edited way that he doesn't let his fans know there's yet another WBA champion above him. But he took him off. He put the crown on his. Now he put that himself. So he's like, yo, I'm the world WBA champion. But above him should say super WBA world champion Anthony Joshua. So this is what I'm saying. Look, you got a regular, a gold, and an interim. So for Bryant, yes, he should want to go for the next step up, which is the gold or the WBA regular or even the super and Anthony Joshua. But for Bryant, I think we leave him where he's at and we let him fight who he's supposed to fight in Chris Lovejoy, because we haven't seen Bryant do anything. So let him prove to us that he is worthy instead of giving him yet another title shot, to somehow validate the already title he had. No, fight somebody. And Chris Lovejoy is that somebody, even though we don't believe in him. Chris needs an opportunity to prove the world wrong. So, let that fight happen. Mahmoud, I like this Ruiz fight. Ruiz, I love that he's treating his career like a business, because that means that they're paying attention now. But at the same time, if this is a business, wake up and understand that this is a very important piece on the chessboard. This is a pawn already past the Mason-Dixon line, already maybe 2 boxes past the Mason-Dixon line, 2 boxes away from becoming whatever you want it to be. Do you want it to be a bishop? Do you want it to be a rook? Or do you want yet another sexy, dominant queen? Huh? Or what is it that you want? Because that's what a WBA regular title is. It's 2 steps away from becoming the super champion, Or at least getting another title shot. When you're a regular, other real champions all of a sudden want to fight you or start fighting you, and you get that opportunity. So, look, man, this is the news. We just reporting.
Yo, Mahmoud Charr, he's never fought on this side of the pond, bro. Like, everything's on his side of the pond.
Though.
So when he says that I'm willing to travel to Mexico, it's like, I'm thinking, is it just him just trying to grasp at cards, just whatever got thrown in the air. He's trying to grab whatever he can. And I wonder what's the urgency all of a sudden, What's the urgency now? I mean, it's been 3 years since you fought Where are the call outs been? Because the ones that you were reading, were they from October? They were from months ago? Were they from last year?
2019. A lot of them were 2019, April,
It's crazy.
July.
We never got wind of any of that.
No, we did. It's just that I don't really like reporting on people that ain't doing nothing. You got 3 years. Back then it was 2 years doing nothing. So it's like, but now it's just too many years of call outs, and I'm starting to wonder, damn, you even wanted to fight Chisora? Damn, you even wanted to fight Trevor Bryan? These are not big names. These are not money fights. Like, you just really want to fight, and nobody wants to fight you? Is that what's going on? And that's how I'm approaching this.
Yeah, I'm starting to fall into the same thought because, like, I just don't get it. Like, nobody's...
DGN, he says, who wants a WBA regular? No one wants Charr. Yeah, but everybody wants to fight Gervonta, who's a WBA regular. You see what I'm saying? It's different. So what I'm saying is normally they go after them regulars. Barrios got to fight with Ryan Cowboy Carr with a regular. You know what I mean? Yo, it's just so many regulars, man. We know that. We know this, man.
It's a way, though, positioning, right? Like chess, you were saying. Like, it's a way for you to put yourself in a position for another title contention. You're a belt holder. Go get it.
Bro, it's a step forward. It's a step forward. You could be a guy in the rankings, or you could be a guy in the rankings who's an interim or a regular or a gold. There is a little more prestige amongst that sanctioning body. Maybe not amongst us hardcores, but amongst that sanctioning body.
Jonah CC on the super chat says, the way Povetkin knocked him out, people thought he died. He also asked for 10 mil to fight Dillian. He's another Lovejoy. /Forrest.
Well, there you go. But the difference between him, Lovejoy, and Forrest is this, brothers. He got a regular. You see the difference? Forrest got no regular. Carlos Takam has no regular. Listen, again, this isn't me trying to big it up. Urgas, every post. Do you want me to go to Urgas' social media so you can see every post how he says he's about to be a world champion on whatever date that fight is?
Hey, what happened?
What happened is boxers call this title a world title. It doesn't matter what you think. Doesn't matter what you think. They call it a world title. So why doesn't nobody want his? I remember doing an interview with Big Baby. It's on our YouTube channel. He definitely said we about to offer Charles somebody take that little belt from him. Just like that. Those was his words. That never happened. Instead, he got a matchroom diet of a 50-year-old Adamic and Bagdong Dinu from whatever country he's in. I think Middies, right? Ain't he a Frenchman or something? I don't know. But look, everybody else fights for those regulars and those WBAs. All of a sudden now, Mahmoud Charr, oh, he's Trevor Bryan. Oh, he's Chris Lovejoy. He's Jerry Well, take the belt.
Is Mahmoud only a belt? Like, that's all that he offers, right? Because if you take the belt away from him, what is he actually offering?
I mean, Middle East. He's offering you the Middle East. He must got some sort of people. Look, in another post, remember I read, he said, my promoters offer you this fight. You ain't got nothing to worry about. We can do it over here. We got the bread. And then he's like, but your promoter, Don King, didn't want to do it. So they obviously, someone's invested in him. Someone wants, is willing to put money up. But I believe what Lasisi said. I don't know if that it's in excess of 10 million, but I believe that he could be pricing himself out. Think about this, right? Let me walk with me here. You are Chris Lovejoy.
All right.
You were Chris Lovejoy. You paid for all these fights. You 19-0, 19 KOs. You made the fake buzz that you need to get into the game. Now you in the game. Somehow, you won a regular. You know what that position means. So you waiting because you trying to cash in on your investment. You know you at the door of a real fight. We're the top 5 that are sexy names. Dillian White, AJ, Wilder, Chisora, who else he mentioned? Bryan. Like, those are decent names. So, yeah, maybe he is a Trevor Bryan, or maybe he is a Jerry Forrest and a Lovejoy, but he made it a step further than those guys. He's at the brink of ROI, return on his motherfreaking investment. Okay.
And back to Joe Lasisi on the super chat real quick. I prefer Andy to have the belt. Charr is a fraud. Charr will price himself out, though.
There you go, and that's what I'm saying.
I saw a number. I don't know where the heck I read this morning. I saw a number being tossed around of 15 million. Did you see that number?
I didn't, but listen, they just got to negotiate. You know, if Charr wants 15 million, Andy should go to the Middle East. Let Charr promote the fight. He put himself first on the poster. You know, let his promoters promote the fight so they give Charr his 15 and Andy can ask for what it is that he wants, because this isn't a fight without Andy. And it's only a fight because of Charr's belt. So realistically, they 50-50 at the negotiation table. Charr could fight 5 other people and no one's going to have the same amount of interest that we have if it's Andy that he's fighting. So,
you know what? You just touched on something. Maybe Mahmoud Charr is just looking for that fight that's going to put him into the light. He's been out of the game for 3 years. He needs somebody that's going to put him out there to enough eyes for him to come back and be relevant. And I think that's what he's trying to do. And I don't think these top guys are really looking at him as a dance partner.
Yo, Teddy B said Ness is smoking, whatever. Charles pulled out several fights. He, you know, this dude just wants to milk having a title, and that's cool. But take it. Remember Jezreel Corrales was a WBA champ? They took it because some people having the belt means nothing. Other people's with that belt, all of a sudden, it means something. Take it, man. Take it. Like, let him price himself out. Keep negotiating until you get a yes, because he got what y'all need. Andy with a belt is a bigger fight. Andy with a belt draws more fans if they ever come back to boxing. Like, it's different. Andy is a franchise, and if you could get him a fake belt, you making him more marketable.
Nah, man, Andy needs to go get that belt. He needs to go get that belt ASAP, man. And the actual Andy challenge was recent, right? That's one of his last recent posts. So that's probably fresh in Andy Ruiz's team. I mean, look, Eddie Reynoso's running the show over there as far as training.
I don't know nothing about that bull crap, man. I haven't seen Andy and Eddie in not one post since they signed together. Like,
I was waiting for you to say something.
Nah, bro, he training himself until he shows me otherwise. But those are my final thoughts. You know, somebody take this belt. We can open up the phone lines. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. You can also add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. Doomy, what's your final thoughts on this topic, brother?
I'm going to say, bro, that, you know, Mahmoud Charr has a WBA belt. Whether he's trying to milk it or not, go get it. Somebody that wants to be in a position of championship status, even though it's not the super, it's positioning, man. And the more I've been here on the Boxing Voice, the more I know how important these things are in order for you to be able to navigate in this sport. You got to put yourself in positions where you're going to be able to capitalize, man. And having a title, whether you think it's good or not, because it's a super or a regular and not a super, go get it. Go get that. Mexico, go get that.
Yo, context. 2-0. Cuban sensation David Morrell earned $100,000 versus Lennox Allen, who got $160,000 because it was a WBA regular on the line. Mm-hmm. And that's the super middleweight division with 2 low-level names. Neither one of those dudes are Andy, and neither one of those dudes are Mahmoud Charr. And, you know, Mahmoud's within his right to try and get every dollar he could get out of that belt because he won it. Someone go take it. Go take it. You know what I mean? There's WBA champion Dimitri Bivol, respected. Jamal Pascal became the regular. You know, respected. WBA champion in the super middleweight division, Callum. Regular, Canelo. Both respected. In the middleweight division, Canelo, Ryota Marotta. I don't know about too respected, but I guess you got to give Marotta his credit. He beat Robert Brandt, you know, after Robert Brandt beat him. Super 54, right? 154. Jason Rosario about to unify with Jamel Charlo. We give him credit. The vacant is actually available, but I think Laura might be fighting for or somebody. Pacquiao is the WBA. And vacant is now the one that Urgas is going to fight Abel Ramirez for. You know? And then interim, Jamal James just won that belt. 40, Josh Chella, Mario Barrios. It's two champions every division. 35, Vasil Lomachenko, Gervonta Davis. 30, Leo, Rene Alvarado. 26, Leo, Can X. 22, Muradon and Brandon Figueroa, both respected. 18, Inoue Rigondeaux, both respected. 15, Roman Gonzalez, Joshua Franco, both respected. And this one, I'm just giving you a pattern.
I see.
So people need to stop saying, "Oh, forget his belt, Mahmoud Charr." No, every other division, people taking them belts and they repping. Look, we had Franco on here. He a champ. Okay, Leo a champ. Inoue a champ. So
Jason Rosario.
So is Mahmoud Charr, people. So is Mahmoud Charr. Somebody gotta take it. Andy should be the one to do it if he's smart and his team is smart. We're going out to the phone lines. You know the number to call in. 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click that notification bell. This is our first time going live, but we went live yesterday at 7 p.m. and we go live every single day, multiple times a day. I'm hitting the refresh. Yesterday we were at 115,247 and we're trying to get to the goal of 115,300. All right, so we lost 5 people. Screw y'all. We're going out to the callers.
Hey, what happened?
I know. That's so whack.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Yeah, man, tell a friend to subscribe. This is just getting ridiculous at this point. How are we losing subscribers with all this work? Juan in the BX, what it do? Buenos dias. Juan.
Yo, what's good, fellas? I didn't know y'all was going to go to me first. But I didn't even hear the show, to be honest, bro. I just logged in or called in or whatever.
What happened?
All right, champ. Yeah, so I'm kind of opening up the phone lines late to alleviate the stress on the internet. So hopefully you guys are watching along on YouTube or, listening on Blog Talk and you are up to date. But I think we got a few more just listening. Let me double check. But yeah, man. Go ahead.
No, Kanzu, that's the guy that Pedro Diaz was telling us about, right? He's training him. Was it Pedro that said Kanzu? Yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Let me see. Let me go to Keem in Florida. What up? Good morning.
I open the door for audiences and all of sports to go back to the way it was in Jesus' name. Amen. It's done. The fight, I'm making $10 million. I'm not really worried about what he's making on him.
I believe you.
That's why you're going to see. In Jesus' name. Amen. With Earl Spence.
Man, you're not fighting no shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Where you, champ? That intro always gets me, champ.
It's great, man. It's great. I've been thinking about switching it, but I like that one so much, man. I don't know.
Oh, man. Let's go,
yeah,
champ.
I missed the beginning of the show. So, Ness, you doing this all the time now? Were you opening up Skype late or what? Cause that's how I listen to the show, man, because on YouTube, I don't have premium. So, I can't. If I have to exit out of something, YouTube cuts off on me. That's why I was listening on Skype.
I mean, I could keep the Skype. The thing is, it's been crashing a lot. And I just thought it was the stress of the internet. So I was trying to open up the phone lines when it's time to go to the phone callers. That way you alleviate some of the stress. I just figured y'all could still listen on YouTube or Blog Talk. You feel me? Rather than
I'll be forgetting about Blog Talk.
But I mean, look, if it ain't a comfortable thing, we can continue to try. But y'all see how much it crashes, man. That's the thing.
Yeah, it has been crashing a lot lately. I noticed that. But yeah, but just basically talking about the Andy Ruiz and Charr fight, right? I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I guess I'm kind of excited to see Charr back. I haven't seen him fight in a long time. You know, he's been walking around with that belt, probably, getting treated like the man back home. You know what I mean? That shoulder on,
taking
with
pictures
that belt
with
on his
babies.
shoulder. Yeah, all that kissing babies and walking around like the GOAT. You know what I mean? Everybody call him the champ still. So I'm just surprised. I thought he was gonna ride that into the sunset. I'm surprised he's actually coming back against a real opponent like Andy Ruiz. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch this fight. It should be a good one. It's just, Charr been out so long, man. It's I don't know what we're really gonna get from him. But yeah, that's all I really got.
All right, Keem, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Josh in North Carolina. What's going on, brother? Good morning. Ringer status.
What's going on? What's going on with y'all TVV? I see y'all two at it. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I just got a question. I got a question, man. How the hell does Charr still have this regular title? This man ain't fought like 4 years, bro. How does he still have a title? Like, I know it's a secondary title, but it's
don't nobody want to take it. Don't nobody who want to fight him. Why ain't nobody taking that belt? That's what I don't get. Where the Adam Kovnakis? Well, now he done lost. So all I'm saying is, where the up and coming heavyweights? Like, why Jogba ain't take this title? I mean, not a Jogba, Dubois or Joyce.
I was about to say, bro. Yeah, them two, Jogba, Dubois. I was about to ask about them too. Hey, even that Flip dude, the Ukrainian, where he from? The Flip Arkovich or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Even one of them two. Yeah, bro, I feel you on that, man. I'm just surprised, but I expect Ruiz need to fight this because he need a third fight with Joshua. I think he do deserve that third fight with Joshua. So if he get that fight, you never know, that might make him a mandatory for Joshua.
Bruh,
I'm out, y'all.
And Doomy, that's the easiest route, right? Like, look, we all know WBA doesn't mandate super champions, but once upon a time, the WBA mandated Luis Ortiz and Anthony Joshua. And then Lewis tested positive, so they got out of that. Or rather, something like that,
That was the blood pressure medication, right?
No, that blood pressure medication was with Wilder. But the thing is, like, once you are the regular, you could do what Thurman did, right? Another rare occasion where the WBA did make the regular fight the mandatory. Another rare occasion was when Daniel Jacobs was the regular, right? Mm-hmm. He was the regular coming off of the knockout of Peter Quillen, and the WBA mandated that the regular and the super Gennady negotiate. And then Daniel, because his team, fantastic, Keith Conley and Al Heyman, they got down there, and guess what happened? He even negotiated more of the mandatory minimum split that the sanctioning body already has set in stone for ages, right? Like, whenever you go into a mandatory position, you're entitled to this much as the champion and that much as the challenger. Nah. Daniel and his team renegotiated that. So there are occasions when the power of your name means something. And Andy's name means something. And for AJ, he knows he could beat Andy, and he knows what type of business that fight was. They could do a third fight if Andy simply had a WBA around his waist. Very easy. It's a sellable story. But
real quick on the super chat, Ken Stone says, "Is Charr holding up an undisputed fight at heavyweight?" Laughing emoji.
Nah, man, he's not. But I want to go to Steve in Chicago, who's obviously our Patreon. He's just listening, but he sent the message, and he says, look, I love this belt for Andy when you consider the landscape of the heavyweight division, and that's what I'm saying. Let me screen share the heavyweight division so that you can see what this would mean for Andy, right? So you got champion Tyson Fury as the ring, WBO champion Anthony Joshua, IBF champion Anthony Joshua, WBC champion Tyson Fury, WBA champion Super Anthony Joshua. Dillian White is an interim. Mahmoud Charr is the interim or regular in the WBA. So even though Dillian is an interim, which really means he's like next in line, and it doesn't mean that for Emmanuel Charr, it kind of does. You know what I mean? And like, if you're Andy, you're number 4 in the WBC. It's going to be some time. You got to let you got to let Tyson fight Wilder. Then he's got the mandatory. Then he got the AJ. So are you going that route? Nah. And AJ got the other 2 or 3 rather, and he's sitting around, I got to fight Pulev. Then he got to fight Usyk. Plus, he's going to want to try and negotiate a super fight with Tyson. So if you're Andy, you making your own lane. Mm-hmm. You making your own lane. Yo, do it, champ.
LV Slugger on the super chat says, don't nobody want that boo-boo, the foo belt. The difference between him and Tank WBA is Tank actually is a huge draw in his division. Charr is not.
Exactly.
Right,
no, he is right, but that's why Andy takes it, and all of a sudden, Andy is Gervonta in the heavyweight. You get it? All of a sudden,
he got the follow.
Yo, listen. I know boxing fans will hate me, but if the pandemic is over by, let's say, July next year, Andy, as the WBA regular world title champion versus Arreola is a pay-per-view. It's a pay-per-view. They're going to do 225, 275, even 300.
Mexico versus Mexico?
Absolutely. That's a pay-per-view all day. I'm telling y'all, man, 36.6 million Mexican Americans over here. They don't need Mexico. Mexico's here. They're going to buy that.
Let's go to the super chat. Alexander Wilson. He says, you got to remember Charr's WBA title was held up in litigation with Frezoquendo for a couple of years. This is why nobody could fight for the belt. All right. Legalities.
Bro, Frez is number 14 on the WBA. Look. WBA 15. My bad. Let me show y'all. Right there. 15. My man hasn't fought in 4 years.
What was the hubbub with that litigation for Frezoquendo? Did something happen between those two?
He sued the WBA.
Frezoquendo.
Yeah.
And he sued him because they didn't want to give him a title shot?
Google it. Caesar.
Wow,
add some context. Add some context to the show. Caesar.
I will.
Help us here. Las Vegas. What up, champ? We ain't hear from you yesterday, man.
Champ.
Uh-oh, he's just working. No problem. Caesar going once, twice. We done. Listen, that's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got a couple of other topics that we could come right back with. So if you don't know, now you know. Subscribe and don't miss another episode. Damn, that sounded like a rhyme. Uh-oh, look who's in the line right here. We going out to King. I'm showing y'all my screen. Yo, what's up with that? Showing y'all my beautiful soundboard by accident. King, what up, champ?
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Top of the morning, gentlemen. Listen, I love y'all for that. Never leave a good Patreon behind. I just wanted to jump out there and say, man, it's been a lot of chat, the whole Andy Ruiz thing. Listen, first of all, hold on. I want a WBA belt. Like, they giving out WO. The PBC is trying to use WBA belts like Top Rank uses WBO. And if that's what they want to do, we're going to have a shit show for that. But Andy Ruiz, man, listen, I got to see what he does in the ring, yo. He's capable of doing anything, but he's a head case, man. Like, did he just have too much of a good time partying? Or is just you know what I'm saying, lacking that motivation and not really being, you know what I'm saying? He has ability. Question his motivation. So he's the opposite of Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's like because his temperament, Andy's temperament allows him to be a slacker. So people don't really ride him like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the body beauty. It's the fact that show us that you can be determined enough to stick to something. And while he's sticking to boxing, you want to see people in their growth in other areas. You just want to make sure that he got it all together to compete at that level we know he can be. You can't beat AJ and then be wallowing around. Like, you got to beat AJ and then take on some more fights. So I'm glad y'all let me get that off. It's a beautiful start to my day. I'm be listening all day long, working, man. TBV is number one. I'm out.
Bless, brother. And I got some of that sustenance to that Mahmoud Charr versus Fresno Cuendo canceled with contract unsigned situation. It was a ESPN article that Dan did in February 2019. It says the fight between secondary heavyweight world titleist Mahmoud Charr and mandatory challenger Fresno Cuendo, already long overdue, has been canceled. The fight was on at least its third date, wow, April 6th in Munich, but was canceled when Oquendo failed to sign the contract by Friday's deadline. Patrick English, the attorney for Charr, promoter Global Sports Management, told ESPN on Sunday. Previously, Oquendo co-promoter John Wirt said the money for the bout was already in an American escrow account and all terms had been agreed to. The bout previously had been scheduled for September 29th in Cologne, Germany, but it was called off when Charr tested positive for 2 banned substances, the anabolic steroids epitrinibolone and drostanolone. Whoa. Those are new to the edition here on TBV.
That, though. Yo, this is one of those rare occasions where a dude tested his B sample and actually was clean. Keep reading.
And in a random test conducted by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, Charr was suspended by the WBA, but the sanctioning body did not strip him of the belt while it investigated the situation. After Charr's B sample was opened and also positive, Charr claimed that his rights to have a representative present for the opening of the B sample were ignored. The WBA decided to lift the ban and issued a ruling on January the 21st in which it ordered Charr and Oquendo to fight within 60 days. Quote, because of the lapse of time since the taking of the A and B samples and the communication issues alleged by Charr, the suspension is recalled, the WBA wrote in the January resolution. The fight was rescheduled for March 23rd in Cologne and then moved again to April 6th, and now the bout is off altogether, English said. English said Oquendo and his team gave no reason for the decision to not sign the contract. Wirt could not be reached for comment. Charr, 34, Syrian native who fights out of Germany, won the vacant second-tier title. England's Anthony Joshua holds the WBA's top title by unanimous decision against Alexander Ustinov in Oberhausen, Germany, in November. Vamos a bailar. I was about to hit the baila. That's what you was doing now. Let me just finish. Oquendo, 45 of Chicago, has not been a relevant contender for many years and has not boxed since losing a majority decision to Ruslan Shagaev for the same vacant title in July 2014. Injuries and other issues prevented him from fighting for the title again since, but the WBA says it believes it is obligated to give him a title opportunity based on the outcome of a federal lawsuit from several years ago. However, now that Oquendo has passed on the fight, it would seem as though the obligation is over and the WBA would order Charr to fight interim titleist Trevor Bryan, 29, of Schenectady, New York.
Well, I thought he was clean on a B sample. You just read that the B sample was also dirty? Because, yo, I wonder if that post is still up. My man posted, like, to his fans, like, oh, and I'm paraphrasing, but I promise you this was there. We even did a screen share show on this. That he basically said, yo, I opened my B sample and it was clean. And, WBA lifted. All right. So this is what happens when you don't read. Well, there you go. Shadeja Green is in the middle of sparring, so her manager didn't realize.
Let's go, champ.
Didn't realize that he scheduled the interview during her sparring session. So we're going to go ahead and cut out. I think we have a super chat, though, right? Or yes or no?
I read Alexander Wilson. He's actually the one that interested me in when he mentioned litigation. I was like, "Ew!" That's why I went into detective mode.
Well, that is that. Recommendation still stands. Take the fight, Andy, in Mexico, in the Middle East if they want to offer you more. If he really, so he doesn't price himself out. Let them promote the fight. You go where they want. You are the B-side, so to speak, but a 50-50 B-side, right? Like you bring the name power that makes this a real fight. He brings the belt that you need. And that's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter.
You can catch me on IG, Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ on IG, TikTok, same handle,
okay.
Twitter.
I'm sorry.
Alex Linus TBV.
I'm sorry to Alex Linus and Sony. Sony, I didn't know you were there. What's up, brother?
Vamos, campeón. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, TBV. How y'all doing?
Pretty good, champ. Thank you.
Hey, I'm sorry to catch y'all as y'all was doing y'all outro, but y'all was doing that Andy Ruiz topic this morning, and I caught on last. I'm just wondering, did y'all see that training video that Andy Ruiz put up? Isn't this trainer Robles?
No.
Supposed to be Eddie Reynoso now, you know?
Yeah. Reynoso. But Andy Ruiz had a training video, and the dude looked good. I mean, those fast hands that he was displaying, that he fooled us during that second Anthony Joshua fight. I'm just wondering, what is you guys' opinion on that training video that he put out? If you guys saw it, peace and love.
I mean, are you talking about the one where he was practicing the hooks, or because he got so many little clips, and that's what I was saying. Like, yo, my man's an IG clipper.
I said my piece. I believe it. I believe his training, bro. Look at the video. Look at his quads. That boy got some meat on them quads, bro. He muscle. I'm not talking about fat. He had muscle on them quads, man. That kid is he's working out. I don't know what the situation is exactly with Eddie Reynoso and him not being able to get to Eddie because of the whole pandemic. But I'm pretty sure if which I'm pretty sure he is still, the head trainer, Eddie Reynoso. I'm pretty sure that he's just sending out information, probably telling, Andy to do certain things.
Why they not linked up, man? Everybody else in Eddie camp, why they not linked up? That's what I don't like. Is this the video you talking about here where he's like working on the left hook?
Yeah, with the TRX band and shit.
I mean, look.
Damn, look at Butterbean and Andy Ruiz when they was little. That's a dope-ass picture.
3 seconds of a video is not, 36
not enough.
minutes
Not
of
enough.
a fight. It's not 36 minutes of a fight. What's going to happen when you can't knock somebody out and you got to go 12? Do you got the stamina? Can you still throw those fast punches? Can you still throw those combinations? I'm not falling for Instagram videos no more. If that was Eddie Reynoso holding that band, or at least holding a stopwatch or standing behind him, I'd believe it. I'm not believing this, IG post no more. We thought he was doing good when he was about to fight the second time. He was posting like he was in shape, and it wasn't the truth. So, Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the next one. Make sure you subscribe. We're coming back with some more hardcore news. Peace.
Yeah, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. We are coming all day, every day, so we want you guys to know when we're coming on so you don't miss out on breaking news or any other topics we're going to be discussing. So hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, hit that what happened? I was about to curse and shit.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say to the 4 people that hit thumbs down.
Wait, suck my nuts.
To the 4 sad souls that need a blood transfusion from all the haterade in their blood. The winter is coming for all bots and trolls. We out.
Wait, suck my nuts.